Okay, I don't know if you see this. I got the sun in my eyes. So. I think you see this. This is like a chair out in front of the this museum. What is it called again? Smithsonian American Art Museum. It's really one of the best museums in town, I think, because there's a lot of, Americana paraphernalia in there. Everything from Elvis Presley to Michelle Obama. But it's a whole bunch of floors and neat things about the history of jazz and stuff that's really Americana and fun. But what I want to talk about today is, by the way, there's the restaurant grants that's opening today to start applying. They won't start reviewing any of the applications till May 3rd, and in the first 24 days they're only going to review applications from minority businesses, small businesses, women businesses, veterans businesses, stuff like that, the little guys. And also, you don't even have to have a restaurant business. You don't have to be serving food. I mean, there's so many things, anything sort of involved in the restaurant. But actually, here's another way to do it too, is that find restaurants where you are that aren't doing well and tell them you'll figure out the application. Okay, and then so they'll hire you because you're going to get them a whole bunch of money because they're a restaurant not doing well. And that's what this is for. Small restaurants that are not doing well. So it's a way for you to create a job for yourself by just knowing about this stuff. And you don't have to know how to do it. You'll figure it out as you go along. And if you look at that video I did, it shows you step by step where to get all the free help. There's an 800 number to call if you can't fill out the application. So you do all the pain in the ass work that the restaurant is afraid to do, and when you bring in money to somebody, man, you're the hero. You're what they call a rainmaker. Somebody goes out and creates revenue for the rest of the people to live. And so all these little restaurants that aren't going to read this kind of stuff or whatever and have no idea, you go down the street and find one. You may have to talk to 10 of them, but what the hell? That's like looking for a job, but you're now going to have them to teach you how to get this money. You don't have to have a restaurant, right? So you can do it without having a restaurant. Actually, it's also for people whose restaurant, maybe you started, you don't have to have a restaurant like for last year, this year, 3 years ago or anything. You could just be starting a restaurant and haven't opened up yet, and you're eligible. So every program is different. That's why when somebody says something, oh, I have to be in business 2 years, that's for one program. Every other program is different. So you can't say definitely about anything. Don't trust anybody else what they say. You go and find out the truth from the people who give out the money. They'll tell you the truth. And then and it looks like the SBA is setting things up better now to get help for people. On the website, the webpage that I give there has you step-by-step webinars on how to apply, who's available and everything. All your questions are asked. The questions you have for any of these things is not unusual. and so they're getting better at saying, hey, we could just put up answers to all these questions. And all the websites, there's an FAQ, right? Well, now they're starting to do this with government grants. So you just go to the FAQ and you'll get most of all your questions answered. And then also what's neat is now they set up an 800 number that they hired people in like 17 different languages. I think it's about 8 or 9. People like me who lives off clickbait headlines and hyperbole just to get your attention, especially dressing like this. That's why I saw family taking pictures of their kids sitting in this thing. I said, oh, I gotta sit in this thing and do something. It's sort of like a big baseball glove that you could sit in front. I think it was part of the cherry blossom parade or something like that. But see, there's always more than one way. So you don't even have to have a restaurant to get the restaurant business. You go find a restaurant that's struggling, and they all are, and you'll go out and apply for the funds for them. See, I mean, what could be a better way to learn? Don't go to sit in some MBA class and spend $50,000 to learn how to do a business. When you go out, you find a business struggling and say, hey, let me try to get a government grant for you. And just give me a piece of the money or whatever. Hire me to do something. I'll do more if you get. See, doing that even for free is better than anything else, I believe, that you can do to help start a business. You're going to take somebody's course. They're going to charge you thousands of dollars. You're going to go to school, charge you tens of thousands of dollars. All this other stuff. No, you just go out and do the goddamn thing. And look at all the idiots that make money in this country. It doesn't take a mental genius. It just takes doing it, And so forget everything you think you have to know about business. And that's why now I think is the best time to start a business and start planning for your retirement. And I think, sure, there's some businesses, it'd be nice if you have a whole bunch of money, somebody give you money, you get a grant or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's all true. But it doesn't have to be. No, what you're doing by believing in only that is you're cutting yourself off from everything else that's available that you don't need money for. I just showed you one way. Here, another way, I was looking at this baker. I was helping a bakery trying to get business or whatever. They said, need all this money. No, you don't need money to start a bakery business or whatever. You find a creative way to do it without money. And that means getting out there. You don't know the creative ways, and so you take your stupid ways and you try it with your stupid ways, and they don't work, but that's what ignites your creativity, is doing stupid stuff that doesn't work. So stay stupid. If you don't try, you like looking for $1 million deal, you'll never think it. You don't even know what the hell they are. I don't. Nobody knows. You can guess, but you don't really know. So take a stupid, $1,000 idea and see if that works. And that won't work, but it'll lead you to something that will work. And that's the important thing. That you're going forward without trying to sit there. I think walking home 30, 40 years ago, I had an office and walking home my apartment, I got to think of $1 million. I got to think of great stuff. And then it occurred to me, God, nobody buys $1 million stuff. Nobody buys perfect. Nobody, look all the crap we buy. That's not good. It's just there. So that's why just go out and do it. The key to success is finding a customer, not think of an idea, because it's the customers that tell you the ideas. So you start looking for customers. Hey, would you buy this? And that's fine if they don't want it. But then you dig deeper. Okay, what do you really want? And try. Well, we're looking for something green. So you go back and you come back. That's another thing. Money. And now. Oh, by the way, the bakery, I didn't finish that story, is I said, okay, why don't you go to a senior center? Okay, you go to a senior center, and most of them are nonprofit. You go to a senior center, and you say, what I want to do, I'm a baker, I want to bake birthday cakes for everybody who has a birthday. So if they have 100 seniors there, 100 cakes every year you could bake. How are you going to pay for them? The senior center doesn't have it. Okay, but they're a nonprofit. They have a list. They have a mailing list. You're not a nonprofit. You don't have a big mailing list. You have maybe 3 friends and your mother-in-law that are following you, and that's it. But they've been raising money for years and years and years. So he said, hey, why don't we do a crowdfunding campaign to finance these cakes that you'll give on when anybody has a birthday? You call me up and I'll bake a cake for them, but you raise the money on their list. The key to fundraising, man, is the list. People want to help. So if that nonprofit goes out and says, okay, hey, we need to raise $5,000 to give cakes for the next 3 months for all the seniors who have birthdays. And so, you split it with them. They take 3,000, or you take 3, and they take 1 or 4, whatever, But now, with no money, you got, a couple $1,000s worth of cake business you never had before, And that's what life is about. And that's why if you're just looking for money, then when you can't get it or don't find it or whatever, then you feel helpless and you can't do anything in life. And that is absolutely, undeniably, fantastical wrong. You just get stuck in that. And that's why not getting a grant may be the best thing that ever happens to you. Because then you have to use your brain power. And that's why, That's right. Who goes out of business when times are tough? The people who are not creative enough and strong enough to last in bad times. So you want to start in good times? Then you only know how to do good times. And good times don't last forever. So you might as well start in bad times and learn how to start a business without money, because that's going to happen sooner or later anyway. Like now, we got the pandemic, right? Or the housing market goes up and down. Everything goes up and down. So if you don't, starting in good times, that's a false sense of security in my mind. So that's why if you're going out looking for money, sure, it's not dumb to look for money, because maybe there, maybe easy, whatever. But if it's not, you can't let that stop you from your life, because there's too many other ways to do your life with the same accomplishment of having your own business, but you don't need 100 grand. There's other ways to do it. And you only do it by getting creative, And you only get creative if you're forced to. We do what we have to do in life. That's what it boils down to. And that's why, to me, that's why we're the question mark. You have to have the desire. If you really want to start a business, you'll figure it out. And slowly fail at all the ways you think you have to start a business. And when they all fail, then you're getting closer to where you should be. Unless you're rich, you're famous, and that's why we take advice from somebody who's already a success and went through that process. Most of the people I know who are very successful business started with nothing. They'd start with 2 sticks and rub them together, or scraps, and whatever it takes, just to get it done. And I'm going to get my I forgot to bring a extra battery. So I'm going to take off, guys. Got to go back, and letsgohelp.com. I have a report, if you're Let's Go Help, how to retire in 3 years. And that's really doing something you really love to do in life, because that is contributing, but making money on something that really gives you joy every single day. So I'll give you that report if you're a member. So we have letsgo.com, letsgohelp.com, and then letsgoreports.com. And then if you're not a member you want some free stuff that I have, a lot of reports, particularly getting all the new COVID grants and everything, and that's at letsgotraining.com, letsgotraining.com. We're all in training. Training to die. No, we're training to live as hard as we can until we die.